doing anything in or near Paris, we'll try to get you in touch with you. Thanks for signing up.
And at any time, if you have a question about anything, just raise your hand.
Yeah, if you want to know something.
But you can see with, with indie filmmaking, independent filmmaking, it really takes a lot of people to put it together. As you saw, our credits are very long. And it's pretty neat because everybody is there because they love to be there. They just want to create art together.
With this kind of collective that we
work as an artist collective. And we literally walked around Berlin and in Italy to find the locations. And I always tell Michael, write the script how you want to write it. Don't worry about the budget.
Because we don't really have
We don't have much to work with, but we'll figure out a way to make the movie somehow. And so, I read the script and I said, what? It opens at a villa in Italy? How are we going to find a villa?
Big budget opening. So we actually had, our costume designer was Italian, and she knew quite a lot of people there. So we were just looking at friends' villas, and we looked at 5 different villas. And there's some beautiful ones in Tuscany, but they all didn't look right on camera. So I kept saying no to all these beautiful things. And
You're
then
saying no.
The 6th one was this giant one, and that was what we were looking for. A guitar player friend of ours plays there. He's played there for 25 years, doing little shows, and he's friends with the owner. And the woman that owns it just loved our spirit, and that we were really just trying to make art and trying to do stuff because we can.
And she let us shoot in her private garden. That was her garden.
And she invited us back to shoot more. In fact, we just showed the movie there a couple months ago at her villa. And she invited us back to shoot the next picture. And it's a huge villa that you only see about 1/10 of it in the film. So we're actually going to shoot some of the spy movie there too. So we'll be back for that. And one funny thing, the killers, the 2 killers that are following him around, that there's a massage scene where they get the couples massage, at the end. Well, the bald-haired guy, Tony, he's very hairy. He's a very hairy guy. And when he read the screenplay and showed that he was going to be on a massage table, he apparently has a very hairy back. So he went to a waxing place where they rip your hair off, and he spent $50 to get his back waxed. Well, he didn't tell me about it, and when he got to set, he lays on his face, and I said, no, lay on your back, because I want to see your face. So the poor guy, he went through $50 and terrible pain for nothing. He told us that in one of the shows.
That's commitment. Our actors are committed.
He's going to be in the next picture as well. The 2 killers are both going to be in the next picture. I've already worked with those guys, worked that out.
I was just thinking about the scene in Berlin, where it's raining during the suicide scene. And most Hollywood movies, they close off the streets, right? They pay to close off the streets, and they get rain machines.
Well, for us, we wanted him to try to kill himself. There's a particular part of the city that looked really good on camera. And it also happens to be one of the most touristic spots. It's just always jam-packed with tourists, day and night. So I thought, well, Sunday night, 3 o'clock in the morning, we'll go there, there'll be nobody. So we go there Sunday night, 3 o'clock in the morning, it was packed. Tourists everywhere. Americans drinking beer 10 feet away from where he's supposed to jump off the bridge. So we thought, what are we going to do? All of a sudden, a rainstorm hit. One of those weird Berlin storms. It just comes in, it gets really cold, the wind blows, and it just comes down like a bucket. So everyone ran to the bars to go get, to stay out of the rain. And so I grabbed the camera crew and said, this is it. So we ran into the rain, and we shot that scene in about, as quickly as possible, in about an hour before everybody went back to their drinking positions. And
it was freezing.
If you ever see the film again, and you look at that shot for like a kilometer, there's no one in the shot, which would have cost us, like Steven Spielberg money to get Berlin blocked up like that. So I think we
got lucky.
Anybody have any questions before we close out? Because I know we have trains to catch. You have a question?
Super quick question. You said you're a sort of acting cooperative, or how does that actually work for you? I'm in the film industry. I know how expensive films are. How do you actually get everyone involved? To what extent are they there because they want to be in a film? I mean, how do you pay?
It's definitely an artist collective, and what we do is just percentage models. Everyone works on percentage, including us, and we make all our money go to the picture, to the screen. We feed everyone really well, and we spend what we have to, like to get rent equipment or something, but everything else is just pure speculative. So we all take a chance together. And I basically say to all my friends, they're fellow professionals, what are you doing this summer? If you're busy, then go do your job. But if you're not, come with us. Let's make a picture. That's basically what we do, because we'd rather do something than sit around wishing we were doing something. And in fact, like 5 or 6 of the people that we work with have received, major agents, been signed. They've been on, a lot of them are doing television now, and it's really helped quite a lot of people, by just having a calling card that they could be on the screen. So that's what we're trying to do.
And it's just been pretty, like we were saying, because we've been, traveling for 27 years. Everywhere we go, we meet really interesting artists all over the world. And then every couple of years, we just kind of come together and say, let's make a new movie.
And also people that have interesting places or professions. Like a friend of ours has a warehouse where they make steel machinery. They make steel fences. And it's a beautiful giant, we shot a film there a couple films ago because it just looks so weird and fantastic. I said, can I shoot here? And he made arrangements with his father to let us come in on the weekend and shoot. So we got this fantastic looking picture, looking image from our friends.
But we find, people around the world want to support the arts. And it's just a beautiful thing when you find people that want to come together in this way. We have a lot of fun. It's very inspiring. Does anybody have any other questions?
Any other questions before we kind of close out?
I think a couple things I want to say is, so independent filmmaking, the way to get the film to live, we really need your help. If you guys could go to iTunes, whatever country you're from, because we just got released in iTunes in 86 countries. We're very excited about this release.
And it's up now in France.
It's up now in France.
It's called Mr. Rudolpho in France. They took the Jubilee out. It's not Jubilee. It's just Mr. Rudolpho. So you can find it on iTunes. But if you'll go to iTunes and please rate it and write a couple of sentences about it. If you enjoyed the picture, please take the trouble. If you didn't like the movie, please forget all about this experience. Because life is hard enough without getting kicked. So,
please
but seriously, if you can,
tell your
please
friends
go there.
about it. That would be really, really
and
helpful.
if you want to recommend it, they can rent it for just a couple euro on iTunes. It really helps us. It helps the movie to live, and it helps helps everyone to start talking about the film if you do that sort of stuff. So that's about it. And there's still the list. If you want to sign up for You Can Be a Star contest, there's still time.
Yes, and I want to say, you guys too, our last movie, Go With the Flow, we have with us tonight, but it's also on iTunes.
That's right.
So you can check that out. And if anybody wants CDs or anything, I forgot to mention, we can also do digital.
Just
let us know.
So I think we're closing out now because we all got to catch trains.
But
and
I want to say
again,
not only thanks to all of you for coming. Oh, there's a question. But I want to say thanks to Under the Milky Way, who really made this possible. Our distributor and co-producer, and Valentine for helping put this together.
Did a great job.
And I think yes.
And first of all, I'm sorry for my accent. It's very rotten and bad. I'm sorry.
It's Spanish. It's beautiful.
I wanted to express my sensitivity this night, and I want to congratulate you for your talent for the movie. Okay. It's an exceptional night, and I congratulate both on the same time. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
And you are a lot of talent as a singer by the producers and directors. And I wanted to know how arrived to you the inspiration of this movie.
The question was basically, how did I get the inspiration for the film? The way that I write films is basically over a course of several months, I will come up with little pieces of an idea. And there's a certain moment where I have a lot of little pieces. I carry around a moleskin notebook with me all the time. And I'm always making notes. If I get an idea that fits a story, I have a little word or some code word for that particular story. I'll write it down. Like 36 Husbands, the new one, is 36. So I write 36, this thing about a spy does this. Or if I see somebody do something funny somewhere, I'll think, oh, that's funny. If I change it a little, it could be. So after a few months of that, when I feel like, oh, now I've got the story, I've got the hook. And it was the same with Rodolfo. I thought, well, I want a depressed Italian fashion designer. I knew that. That was the first. And I thought, okay, because he tries to kill himself, but it doesn't work. That's the second thing. I thought, oh, and then somebody wants to have him killed at the same time that he's going to kill himself. So then I started, when I get enough little twists and turns, then I realized, okay, now I got a story. That's basically how I put this together. And then for me, the screenwriting is fairly fast because I've been working on the story for several months, if not a year. So the screenwriting is usually 2 to 3 weeks. I'm finished with the screenplay because it's already all worked out in my head. So that's just a certain peculiarity of mine, but that's how I do it. So thank you for the question. Thanks everybody. I think we got to close out. So thank you so much.